Guys, oh my gosh, I do not know where to start. First of all, I just really wanted to thank you all for supporting me. Everybody who decided to drop a like, come by, even watch the video, and especially the people who decided to subscribe to me for my future content. I just wanted to thank you so much. I got some amazing feedback from the last video, and I won't lie, I was pretty scared to put it up. I figured there would be some negative comments, and so far I've been wrong. So again, I just wanted to really thank you all for supporting me, and I'm really excited to show you all what I have in store. For this video, I'm planning to basically show everybody how I personally play my character. I don't know if I would call it necessarily a guide, but it's something that you can, I guess, build your monk around if you do decide to twink one at 70. I didn't really have anything to go off of because I was, for the most part, unable to find any real guides out there for 70. So I'm hoping that this will maybe give you some insight as to how to build your character, basically. So yeah, I really hope you guys all enjoy this, and again, I can't thank you enough for how much you guys have been supporting me, basically. I was really happy to see how much you guys enjoyed that. So yeah, enjoy the video, guys. Enjoy. Okay, so I figured that I would go ahead and break down this video into a few sections. That way I could add timers inside the description to each category, basically. And for the first part, I will be starting out with Glyphs and Talents. For the most part, I always stick with Tiger's Lust. It is very, very amazing. It can break you or a friendly ally out of any root or snare or anything of that sort, which is awesome. It's very useful for getting away from hamstring, from any kind of slow, from druid root, anything. It's awesome for escaping in case you need to do some emergency healing. And I personally love it. I can't get enough of it, and I never have switched from this. Chi Wave, same thing. I have never differed from this talent either. It is amazing. It does insane damage and healing at this level. You'll be getting upwards of 1 to 1,500 ticks on Chi Wave damage, which is absolutely insane, considering it hits like 3 or 4 times. So it's like a little machine gun just bouncing back and forth between you and your enemy. It does pretty decent healing as well, and there's no cast time to it, which is pretty fantastic compared to Chi Burst. And it's only on a 15-second cooldown, which I cannot complain about. That is pretty outstanding. So I basically always stick with Chi Wave. It's just an amazing talent all around, and it's nice for healing. It's definitely nice for healing, especially when you have your Tiger Eye stacks up. It's fantastic. Chi Brew, I have tried Ascension, and I've toyed around with it, but personally I find Ascension to be much better for Mistweaver than it is for Windwalker at level 70. Again, this is all for just level 70 stuff. I know that Ascension will pull out ahead at level 90, but as for this level, Chi Brew, the instant 4 stacks, is pretty outstanding. It usually takes a while for you to build your stacks up, and being able to go into combat with an instant 4 stack of Tiger Eye Brew, and then you just pop it for a nice little burst of damage. It's amazing. I love it. I love Chi Brew with all my heart, and the instant, little burst damage and healing that you can get right off the bat is just fantastic. Same thing with Leg Sweep. Like I said before, I do switch between Leg Sweep and Ring of Peace. I have to decide between the two against the enemy that I am challenging, that I'm going against, but for the most part I will stick with Leg Sweep. It is a fantastic talent. It can line you up a kill extremely quickly, especially if they just use the trinket on, say, like a paralyze or a grapple weapon or some other form of CC, a sleep, or anything, basically. Your Leg Sweep, that's a pure 5-second stun that you have to just melt somebody, just absolutely demolish somebody, and it doesn't get much better than that. Ring of Peace, I won't knock it because it is also an awesome talent, and it is a nice saver, but I personally just enjoy the offensive part of leg sweep. I use it more offensively than defensively, and it's just a fantastic talent. I can't get enough of it. Now moving on to glyphs. I stick with Karma basically all the time. I try to use my touch of Karma very sparingly. I am not a instant Karma popper, as I'm sure you saw from my previous video. I try to save it for crucial moments where I know that it's either do or die if I do pop it. And having that advantage over casters, like I had said before, is just amazing. I can't get enough of it. It's so good. You do not have diffuse magic at this level, so basically your main defense against a ranged caster is going to be Touch of Karma Glyph. It allows you to keep up with them in terms of range. Say that they are popping their cooldowns, they're going crazy, and if you don't pop Karma and you're not within 10 yards, you have this extra bit of room basically to get this off. It's pretty amazing. I love it. I basically roll with it all the time, and I try not to go away from it. I usually always stick with sparring as well, because again, you don't have diffuse magic, so you don't have too much in terms of defense. Glyph of Sparring just really helps out with that, and it's pretty great. I really love the 15% chance to deflect spells. You'll see it work pretty often, and it's a very useful glyph. I have to admit, it's very useful. Fist of Fury is alright. Say that you go against a rogue, and he pops Evasion, and you pop Fist of Fury. Well, if you really don't want to get hit while you accidentally channeled Fist of Fury into his Evasion, you can go ahead and use that glyph, and you will not get absolutely destroyed by him. Spinning Crane Kick, I have used that before, but I honestly found these two talents to be much more useful. I use the Blackout Kick as well, just because of that extra little damage. I know the healing is a pretty good little bit, but personally I really like the damage aspect of Blackout Kick. I don't really use it more as a defensive spell as much as I do offensive, and I really do need to get in the habit of using it more, but I have to admit that this glyph, I would recommend it personally. I enjoy it, and the Zen Flight one is just a cosmetic spell. It's basically the one that I'm using right now, where I am floating on this cloud of air. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Glyphs and Talents. Feel free to mess around. I mean, you could give me some tips on if you found any one of these other talents to work better, but in my personal experience, I have found that these talents and glyphs do work the best, basically, against anybody that you're going against. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next part. Alright, you guys, I just wanted to dive right in and basically show you what I'm working with. Like I said before, this isn't exactly a guide, as much as it is just how I personally play my character. If you want to take my advice and the way that I play it, then by all means, go right ahead. I think that's super awesome, and I think it's really cool if I'm helping people out, you know, learning how to play Monk at this level. Again, I'm not the best. I'm far from the best. I just do what I can, and I make it work, personally. So, first of all, start off with the Duplicitous Guise. I got that from Kill Jaden inside the Summon Plateau. The Clutch of Demise I got from Brutalis. Shoulders are from High Warlord Nagentis inside the Black Temple. I've always had a hard time pronouncing that. I got my cloak from Kill Jaden as well. It's an awesome cloak. Great stats. I love the haste on it. The chest I got from Muru inside Samuel Plateau. The bracers I got from PvP vendors. If you go to the Legacy Armor vendors inside Orgrimmar, they have some great items that you can pick up. Unfortunately, you can't get set pieces because they obviously don't have set for Monk, which is understandable. I'm sure they'll eventually implement one for the lower levels. But as for now, you can pick up things like bracers, I believe the belt. I ended up getting the belt as well. And you can pick up a ring, maybe 2. And, oh, and my main hand, of course. I also had gotten my main hand from the PvP vendors. My hands, I ended up getting from Muru as well, from the Summer Plateau. The legs, I received from Felmist. Boots are from Mother Sharaz inside the Black Temple. I'm probably butchering these names very hard, and I'm sorry. I got the ring actually from trash mobs inside the Black Temple, which is awesome. They do drop some very nice stuff, so be on the lookout for that whenever you're running through there. The PvP trinket, of course, is from the legacy vendors as well, and I personally prefer this one over the BOA one because it does have 20 PvP resilience, which may not seem like much, but a little of anything is something and is better than nothing. I got the trinket from Illidan. Now that we're done going over the gear, I just want to say these are not best in slot items. These are not, I mean, they're something to shoot for if you're just starting out. They're great items. But some of these are not the best that you could possibly get. Like, say, these shoulders. They're great. They have awesome stats. But they are not Sumo Plateau gear. Basically, what you want to shoot for, since you don't have a PvP set, you want to shoot for everything from Sumo Plateau. There's a couple pieces that are from Black Temple that work just fine. As you can see, the Warglaive, it's just amazing. I can't tell you how amazing it would be if I were able to get both of them. It would be fantastic and perfect for Windwalker. But as for everything else, basically you kind of want to shoot for stuff from Sumo Plateau, especially something like this trinket, which is nowhere near as good as the trinket that Maru drops from Sumo Plateau. It is an excellent trinket, and I cannot wait to get it. I have been farming Black Temple and Sumo Plateau every week for a very long time, and I have yet to see it drop. Very odd. As for gems, personally, I shoot for agility on everything. I basically stack plus 10 agility gems, whether it's Burning Crusade gems or Wrath gems. The Burning Crusade gems are very, very much easier to farm. However, it might be a little bit more difficult to find somebody with the cut. The Wrath gems aren't as bad to farm if you have a 90 and you're soloing the level 80 raids. It's not that bad, especially something like a Nixia or a Cytherian. They drop gem bags, which is awesome. But yeah, basically I stack agility for the most part. I do have a couple agility haste gems, which are fine to use as well. I mean, haste is a fantastic stat to use as Windwalker at level 70 because your energy regen isn't the best. It is okay, but it's not the best. And energy is great. Energy helps you heal more. Energy helps you use your spells more. So basically anything with haste is a fantastic item. I really wish we could reforge at this level, but you can't. So I do shoot for haste on a lot of my items. It is a fantastic stat, and I highly recommend, if you're unable to get agility gems, then basically shoot for haste gems. Now it is, I have to really stress this, I can't stress this enough, level 90 gems are useless at this level. Level 90 enchants are basically the same. The scaling on gems and enchants is pretty awful when it comes to the level 90 stuff. I basically shot for, again, the Wrath gems because they scale the best. They are appropriate for your level, so then they'll give you the most benefit, really. As for enchants, this enchant, the 15 stamina and 8 PvP resilience, I picked up from one of the honor vendors as well. He sells an inscription, which is, I believe, was released in Wrath, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. But is a fantastic enchant for your shoulder. Basically, again, the inscriptions from level 90, not that great. It is rather unfortunate how bad they scale. 11 agility, I believe that is just from basic enchanting. 15 stamina, enchanting as well. 9 agility, enchanting. And then I picked up 2 mongoose. I basically try to farm the items for mongoose as much as possible. Because they are a little bit rare, they are a little bit hard to get, but it's even more difficult to find somebody with the actual mongoose enchant. If you want, I can put in the description, because I can't really exactly remember off my head what the materials are that are needed for it, but I can put in the description basically what the enchants are needed. What the materials are that are needed for mongoose. The hands, I got 10 agility, which is, I believe, an armor kit. There's an armor kit that leatherworking creates that will give you a very good little agility bonus, which actually might be what's on my bracers as well. I'm sorry. I probably should have done a little more research before I did this, but again, I'm not... This is just to help whoever's really starting out. I mean, you can always Google these things. I just wanted to show you how I play. So, anyways, before I get off track too far, the enchant on my legs, I believe that actually might be a level 80 leg armor kit, which is fantastic. 23 stamina and 8 agility. That is awesome. That is very huge for this level. Then I got the 7 agility and minor speed increase, which I believe might actually be a level 90 enchant. I will have to... I'm sorry. I'll put... If it's not, then I'll put an annotation right here, and I will correct myself. If it is, then awesome. I just got that right, and I didn't derp. Awesome. But yeah, that's basically it for gems and enchants. And... let's see. That's basically it. I suppose right now I could actually just go ahead and move on to the rotation, if you guys want to see that. So let's go ahead and move on to that right now. Okay, so the moment we've basically all been waiting for. The basic PvP rotation. Again, things are very situational in PvP. You can't always rely on things to go your way. And the big thing that will make you have an advantage over other people is thinking, if this doesn't go right, what can I do as a backup and to make this successful for me? That's what will separate you from the other players, is basically planning ahead and knowing exactly what your next move is going to be in case things don't go your way. So when I'm starting out a fight, I like to start off with a paralyze. Personally, it just gives me that small amount of time to kind of think about my next move, and it'll let me close the gap. Say they are a little bit far, I usually use it while I'm running towards them, or at max range if say they're running away from me, and it'll give you a nice little bit of time to think. From there, depending on the class and spec and their skill, I like to pop my 4 stacks of Tiger Eye Brew that I got from Chi Brew. I like to pop them right off the bat and go ahead and start with my basic rotation. So I will move into a Rising Sun Kick usually, and then from there I will go straight into a leg sweep. From my leg sweep I will go Tiger Palm, T-Wave, Jab, and then Fists of Fury. Because by the time that you're popping Fists of Fury, your leg sweep will more than likely be falling off, and you can have them locked down pretty hard, popping some hard defenses, and putting huge pressure on them just right off the bat, basically. From there, you do want to be a little more cautious, because your cooldowns have been popped. You don't have stun on cooldown. You have stun on cooldown, so you are a little bit open for some pretty nasty damage. So this is a good time to kind of prep for that incoming damage. One way is disarming them if, say, they are a very hard-hitting melee. Another way is to come out straight with the Spear Hand Strike, silence them for a second, give you that little bit of time to just put some more pressure on them. Or if they are instantly tossing out some very nasty damage, you can start popping, say, Fortifying Brew, pop Energizing Brew, and start putting your healing spheres out. Basically, that's going to be a very huge part of your healing, is your healing spheres. And when you're popping Energizing Brew, you're basically able to get off a ton of healing spheres during that time. It is a very nice cooldown, and I love it so much. Basically, from there, I just kind of keep up that rotation. I'll go in, whittle them down a bit. Basically, if you don't burst them in the first couple seconds, you start going into whittle mode. where you're not going to have a huge amount of burst for a while, so you may as well do what damage you can, and who knows, you might even get lucky and get a couple crits and do some massive damage to them. So yeah, basically I just kind of waited out, do my best to survive, and just wait for that burst to come back up. I mean, again, leg sweep is amazing in the fact that it just opens you up for a very amazing kill point right there. So just be prepared for that. As soon as your leg sweep is on cooldown, try to have some of your other cooldowns up and ready to go, so that you can just nuke them down in that short period of time. It's 5 whole seconds to get everything that you can off of them. So it opens up some great potential. From there, basically, if you're running 2s with a DPS, try to help out your friend if he's getting tunneled. Most of the time, he will be the one getting tunneled because people don't like to focus the monks. But if you are getting focused, then just be ready for that. Know what your defensives are. Read your tooltips, first of all. You really need to know what all of your spells do. You have things like Detox, to get rid of poisons and diseases, which is awesome against rogues and priests, for Devouring Plague, obviously. And then you have things like Crackling Jade Lightning, which can get a melee off you pretty fast, and it'll give you some breathing room so that you can heal yourself. Just be ready. Know your spells, read them up and down. You have very high mobility compared to a lot of other classes out there. And you have things like Tiger's Lust, Serpent Kick, Roll, just all kinds of things to help you get away from these enemies and just use them to your best potential. Again, I'm having footage in the back here so that you can see how I use these spells accordingly. I try to save them for when they're very crucial moments, especially things like Karma. You'll see sometimes I just won't even pop it throughout an entire arena. That's just how things go sometimes. You'll learn your limits, basically. You will know when you should be popping what, when you start playing the class long enough, and when you start learning your opponents, basically. And it may seem a little bit hard at the start, I won't lie. Monk seems to have a slightly higher skill cap than other classes that I have played at this level. But it's one that I have thoroughly enjoyed. Very, very thoroughly. And I have loved it the entire way, and I can't tell you how much I love just playing this class. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the rotation. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me on my YouTube channel. Feel free to whisper me in game, just with any questions that you might have. And basically just throw anything you got at me. I love helping people out. I really want to know what people think of this all, if it helped them in any way, if it inspired you to roll a monk and try tweaking it at 70. That is awesome. That's really what I want to hear, and I love the support that you guys have given me so far. So I really hope this helped whoever needed help out there. If anybody was looking for some guides, I would really like to know if this actually did help them, and if there was anything that possibly I missed, or that you think that I should put in, or maybe mention down in the description. Just anything, just please let me know, basically. I really want to know what you guys think, and it does mean a lot to me. So thanks again. I hope you enjoyed that. Alright, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. I was really looking forward to making this. Mostly because I personally just had such a hard time starting out, and I really didn't know what to do, where to start, and where I would end up. And I didn't want other people to have that same problem. So basically I decided it would be best to go ahead and make this and put this out there for you all to enjoy, and hopefully help anybody who did need help with this. Again, if you have any other questions, any suggestions, and just anything you need to say, please just let me know down in the comments. Feel free to give this video a like if you did enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to feedback once again. The last video, I can't tell you how happy it made me when I heard how much you guys enjoyed it. It really did, it made my day. It made me feel so much better that I did end up creating this and starting this whole project. And basically I just wanted to thank you all again. I really love how much support you guys have given me so far, and I just wanted to know. I just want to let you all know that you're awesome, and um, stay tuned because I do have a lot planned. I have so many things planned, and I am very excited to bring them all to you. So, until next time, you guys. Bye.